Hello, everybody. I'm Marcus. You're watching Tesla News Simplified, where we talk about all things EV and we don't hold back on good or bad news about the EV revolution. Thank you to all new subscribers and welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about Tesla stock this week, the IRS update to which EV models qualify for the $7,500 credit in the US, how many EVs were sold globally, Model S breaks winter test record, and much, much more. So let's just quickly go over the Tesla stock. On Friday, Tesla was up 0.91%. In 5 days, in the last 5 days, Tesla was up 6.71%. In the month, Tesla was up 67%. And in the 6 months, Tesla has gone down 38%, 38.44% in the past 6 months. So now let's talk about the changes that the IRS has made to the qualifying vehicles to get the 7,500 tax credit in the US. For those that don't know, the Tesla Model Y 5-seat configuration did not qualify for the $7,500 credit in the US. With this change, now all Model Ys will qualify for the tax credit, the 5-seat or the 7-seat, because now the cutoff for the Model Ys is $80,000. For the Model 3, they will all qualify, except if we take a look at the Model 3 right now, if you get a rear-wheel drive, then you're good to go. It's only $43,490, and it has to stay below $55,000 in order for you to get the credit. But if you get the Model 3 Performance, which is $53,990, you're fine, and you should get the $7,500 credit if you qualify. But if you get the Performance and you upgrade from the Pearl White Multicoat, which is included in the price, if you upgrade to the Midnight Silver Metallic, you're still under the $55,000, and the Blue, you're still under the $55,000. But if you upgrade to the Black, you just went over the $55,000, and the same thing for the Red. Also, you have to be careful with the white. So if you get the white and white, you're fine. But if you get the white with the white interior in any other color, you will go over. And this is for the Performance, the Model 3 Performance only. So be careful when shopping for the Model 3 Performance. So let's go back to, but all the other ones should be fine. The Model Y Performance, the cap is 80,000, so you will not hit that. Okay, so for the Model Y, even if you get the Performance version, the most expensive paint, which is the red coat, the tow hitch, and the white interior, and full self-driving, and the wall connector, which is not really included, but if you get everything, the most specced out version of the Model Y, you will still come in under the $80,000. For the Model Y, you will not have a problem receiving the tax credit if you qualify. So the only problem here is if someone is shopping for the Performance Model 3. The ID4, the Volkswagen ID4, also had a problem that they were being considered as a sedan for some of its trims. The IRS has fixed that, and now it's considered an SUV, and now it only has to come in under 80,000. So there is no version of the ID4 that's over that. Let's take a look at one more. The Ford Mustang Mach-E was also in that same situation, and now they bumped it up to 80,000 also. So there's no version of the Mach-E that would come in over 80,000. So that's great that they fixed that. Next, let's talk about how many cars were sold in the world, how many battery electric cars were sold globally in 2022. 7.7 million cars were sold. That's including battery electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids. So the global share is 12.5% for BEVs. In 2023, the number of global BEVs will easily surpass 10 million without including PHEVs. So that's great news. It's really going up fast. Next, we're going to talk about Norway's auto sales. It hit 60-year low after tax increases. Norway saw plug-in electric vehicles take 76% of the auto market in January, down from 90% year over year. This is what's going to happen everywhere. And Norway is not a very large country, an amazing place that I would love to visit one day. But look at the numbers of BHEV, 66%, 76% total. Next, we're going to take a look at Tesla's. Tesla is fourth in global car unit sales in 2022 and second in Q4 of 2022. So the number one is the Toyota Corolla with 1.12 million units sold, and that's down 2.2%. The Toyota RAV4, which is the best-selling SUV in the world, the Ford F-Series with 786,000 sales and down 8.8%, and the Tesla Model Y with 758,000 sales in 2022. That's up 88% in a year. And there is a good possibility that Tesla Model Y can take number one next year if the trend continues. The Tesla Model S has broken the winter range record in a new wide-ranging cold weather range test conducted in Norway. That's a lot of ranges. For years now, Norway has been conducting extensive range and efficiency tests in cold weather, which is amazing. Let's go take a look how they did. So the Model S was the only one to break 500 kilometers with a full battery, and actually was not full to capacity, was not charged to 100% due to a problem with the charging. It was only charged to 98%, and it got 530 miles of range. Doing the math on that, it would probably achieve 540 kilometers if charged to 100, possibly. So compared to the WLTP, the 530 kilometers tested was 16% less than the advertised WLTP of 634 kilometer range. And it was only 16.4%. Other cars, like the Mercedes EQE 300, only did 409 kilometers, and advertised WLTP was 614. That's a 33.39% decrease in their test. Other companies that did not do so well was the Skoda Enyaq Coupe RS, which was 33.73% lower than the WLTP range. The Toyota BZ4X two-wheel drive, 35.79% less. The Model S Plaid was only 18.23%. So this is in real cold weather. And congratulations to Tesla for doing so well. So the Tesla Model Y long-range delivery estimates moved to March, May of 2023. So after Tesla dropped its prices, the Elon Musk said that the take rate was twice as much as the manufacturing rate. So Tesla has already increased some of its prices by $500. It says here that Tesla is seeing so much demand for its vehicles in January that the company has started slightly raising the prices of some of its vehicles. It has been moved to March, May of 23. Prior to this, the delivery estimates for the Model Y long range was listed by Tesla as February, March 2023. So, like I said, Elon said that we're currently seeing orders at almost twice the rate of production. So, I mean, Tesla has said. So that's pretty interesting. I would try to get and buy these cars for this price as quickly as you can. Prices are probably going to go up. Moving on to Tesla price cuts in China drop competitor sales by as much as 60%. So, I mean, Tesla price cuts in China dropped sales of competitors' domestic electric vehicle makers like NIO and Li Auto and Xpeng by as much as 60% in January. We don't really know if this was due to Tesla, but it's probably a combination of Tesla and the slowdown in the market because of economic pressures. So moving on to despite Tesla and Ford's price cuts, GM says it won't lower EV prices for now. EVs in GM is in a tough situation. They're still not making money with their electric vehicles, just like Ford and everybody else. The only companies that make money selling EVs as of today is Tesla and BYD. So it would be. I'm sure it'd be tough for Mari Barra to lose even more money on the EVs they sell today. Tesla Elon Musk gives Cybertruck seal of approval after production beta review. So this is the production beta with the mirrors and no door handles and windshield wiper here, which I like to talk about. This windshield wiper is interesting because it actually it's kind of small, as you can see. So it probably folds out in some way in order to wipe the entire windshield. I just don't know if I like the look of it on the side like this. Obviously, most cars have it laying flat this way horizontally, and it's tucked underneath the hood. But apparently, the hood is flush with the glass, so it doesn't. Obviously, it won't fit there. So it looks more like a truck and a large truck who always have these wipers on the side like this. But I guess it doesn't look too bad. Next, I'd like to talk about an upsetting story by NPR that says even after you think you bought a car, dealerships can yo-yo you and take it back. So the story is about this couple who bought a car, and a couple of weeks later, the dealership contacted them, telling them that they need to bring the car back or sign another contract because they could not get the financing that they told them they would get for them. And they had traded in their car, and the dealer said that they had already sold their car, so they couldn't get their car back to undo the entire thing. And it was a big mess. And now people are trying um, to maybe have some laws that would stop dealers from doing this. Um, but obviously, the dealers are pushing back. And this is just it's just awful. Um, and so this doesn't happen a lot. I understand that, but if it happened to you, it would be a lot. If it happened to someone you know and you care about, uh, you would be upset. And and some dealers, I believe, are using this as a tactic to get more money out of people. Because when they call you and you have to come back, so they'll get you to sign. So what they would do, that they can do, is tell you a great deal. Here it is. Sign right here. You sign it. There's a ton of paper, so you may not read everything carefully, and they will call you back later and say, "Well, I can't give you that deal. You have to either give me the car back, um, or um, or pay us more money." And at that point, that's probably the you already fell in love with the car. You have you don't have much time to get a different car, and you're in a much worse situation um, when you go back to the dealer. And the dealer knows this, and there's not much you can do about it legally. So there could be dealers out there they're doing this just in order to make more money, and this is just awful. So I just wanted to put it out there saying that if please make sure to read your contract and make sure that this doesn't happen to you. Um, Dealerships are not to be trusted. They pretend to be your friend and everything, but every salesperson does that. So make sure this doesn't happen to you. Next, we talk about Tesla looks to grow its certified solar roof installation partners. So Tesla's solar roofs have been on a downturn since they bought Solar City, and I guess now they're trying to bring it back up again. And they confirmed that the energy business had completed over 500,000 installations of solar panels and solar roof systems. And this was a notable milestone, equal to more or less 4 gigawatts of clean energy. But Tesla is not done, as its energy products like the solar roof are yet to see a ramp comparable to the company's electric vehicles. So they're trying to find electricians and solar roof and roof installers to help them uh, offer this to more and more people in the US. So if you're one of those people who can do this or want to learn how to do this, you can becoming a, who are interested in becoming a certified Tesla solar roof installer, and I'll leave the link below. So Tesla stock among the S&P's 500's best performing stock in January. So despite a painful 2022, Tesla stock saw a strong rebound this January. Tesla's recovery has been so strong that the electric vehicle maker became one of the best performing stocks in the S&P 500 index for the month. That's pretty interesting. Let's see if it will continue. So this is an interesting article um, about two different buildings in Florida, I believe. And one building had electric vehicle owners that wanted to install chargers, but the other owners in the building didn't want to do it, and they were being blocked. In another building, there were no electric vehicle owners, and the entire building decided to put 100 um, chargers. The infrastructure for the chargers, the chargers themselves would be installed by the vehicle owner. But this is interesting because you really have to be careful. You should not buy an electric vehicle unless you're sure that you have a charger at home. I know a lot of people who live in an apartment, they want to have an electric vehicle, but it's really challenging if you don't have a place to charge overnight and plug it in. Unless you can do it at work, um, it's really inconvenient that the vehicle Obviously, the vehicle will use the battery to take you places, but it'll also use the battery even if the car is parked. So over a weekend, especially if you're living in cold climates, you can lose uh, 10% in 24 hours or even more. It just got really cold here in New York, and my car lost about 12% in 24 hours. So because it's parked outside, if I didn't have a place to plug it in, um, and I drove it around a little bit, I would have to go to a supercharger every few days. It's just inconvenient, and supercharging it or DC fast charging it all the time, it's also not good for the battery. So I would advise people who live in apartments to not purchase an electric vehicle at this time because it's so inconvenient. Give it a couple of years. I think most buildings will start allowing it. Make sure that you tell the building that you want it, and vote for it. Obviously, vote for it if it comes up, but I wouldn't get it until you're sure you can plug it in.
That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.